Hello everybody, welcome back to another Billionaire reading, and I must apologize for not posting any videos lately. I'm really sorry. But I'm actually gonna continue the last story I left on, and that will be Most Unexpected by Chocolate Pony. And if you want to go ahead and read her story, go for it. I won't stop you. And let me go ahead and start on the video. Here we go. Chapter 2, Most Unexpected by Chocolate Pony. Hatred, lust, and more heartbreak. Spike, get up. It's 11:42 in the morning. You need to get up now, Twilight commanded. Spike merely growled in response. He sounds something like a zombie. In fact, that's exactly what he felt like. He was dead on the inside and out. Can't. I just stay in bed forever. My bed's the only one that understands me, he said, moaning, burying himself further in the blanket. First of all, no, you can't. Second, the bed needs a break from your heavy body. Lay on it. Now, get up, she replied, pulling the blanket off him with her magic. She gasped at the sight of him. Spike, what's wrong with you? Your eyes are red. Not to mention your fingers are longer. Spike understood the red eyes part. He cried himself to sleep during the night, but longer fangs? What was that supposed to mean? He got up and slowly walked to the bathroom. Looking in the mirror, he noticed she was right. His fangs had grown slightly, but why? Odd. I never had this happen before, Spike said. I've never seen that happen before either. Oh well, maybe you're having a growth spurt. Anyway, how'd your day with Verity go? Spike intensely winced at the question. His memory of last night came flooding back, and suddenly something filled up in his chest. It built up until he began spurting throughout the rest of his body. It was boiling harder than ever before. He soon realized what was causing it. Hatred. Hatred for even chasing after Rarity. Hatred for Fancy Pants taking her away from him. Hatred for being a dragon altogether. Hatred for Rarity. Spike, snap out of it, Twilight exclaimed. Spike shook his head, returned to reality. He noticed Twilight huddling in the corner, shaking with fear. What was she scared of? Twilight? What's wrong? He asked, confused. Your eyes turned red, and it started growling and snapped at me, and you kept saying Rarity's name, she replied, pointing and shaking his at him. He did what? He hadn't even noticed. He could have probably done something like that. There was no way. Maybe he needed to take a walk. Yes, of course, a walk would help him. I need some time alone, Twilight. I'll be fine later. I'll do today's chores tomorrow. I promise. I just need a break right now, Spike said, walking down the stairs. Twilight watched him disappear out of the castle. What was that about? Why had he turned so violent? Been saying Rarity's name? Not even knowing who did it. I should write to Celestia about this. Maybe she'll have an answer, Twilight said to herself, flying to her desk. Pulling out some parchment paper and a quill, Twilight began writing a letter to Celestia. Once finished, she used a spell to send the letter to Celestia. Seeing as Spike was unable to, a few moments later, another letter came magically flying up to her. Twilight opened it, reading it quickly. Her eyes widened in horror, and she read it again at least 50 times. Her eyes began overflowing with tears as she dropped the letter. No, I'm not ready. It can't happen. It can't. Twilight screamed at the ceiling. She bowed her head, sobbing quietly. She didn't want it to happen, but she knew it had to. Spike walked down the road, kicking a stone in front of himself. Police didn't even bother to greet him. They could all tell he wasn't in the mood for greetings. Even a changeling went there to annoy him. With the scowl he had on his face, Spike walked all the way to the park, deciding to rest. He was still tired at the moment. Spike sat down on the grass, leaning against a tree. He yawned and began to take a nap. He felt something wet on his head, but ignored it. It happened again, and Spike frowned. Before he knew it, he was being drenched in water. Spike growled and stood up. Moving away, he looked up at the sky, noticing a lone cloud rain pouring from it. Sat a light purple Pegasus, crying her eyes out. She had a white and silver-looking mane. She had her wings wrapped around herself as she sobbed. Spike picked up a pebble and tossing it at her. She sniffed and turned around. What? Can't you see I'm busy? She squealed, glaring at him with bloodshot eyes. Whoa, calm down. I just want to know why you're crying, Spike replied, cocking his head to the side. Why should you care? She huffed, sitting down on the cloud. Spike was about to answer that question when he stopped. The mare had caught his attention. Her mane seemed to glisten in the afternoon sun. Her eyes sparkled, not because of the tears. They were naturally that way. Her coat was nicely brushed and gleaming like the rest of her. She was gorgeous. Spike soon found himself hypnotized by this gorgeous creature. Something about her was more attractive than even Rarity. A strange craving filled his body, a bit like the hatred had earlier. This was a craving he only got when he found a gem he was gonna eat. He was always filled with desires and longing to eat it. But food was not the object of this craving now. It was a beautiful mare. Only one thought filled his mind. I have to have her. This ran through his mind more than once. Something within encounter encouraged the thought, had craving further. And it soon hit him. He wasn't craving her. He wasn't craving her looks. He was craving her. Hello? Any pony home? Cloud Chaser asked, waving a hoof in front of his face. The dumb dragon had been staring at her for at least 5 minutes now. He had the stupidest look on his face, not to mention he was drooling a little. She nudged him, looking for any sort of reaction. He ended up grabbing hold of her, who startling her. Sorry for the stutter. She tried to pull away, but he tightened his grip. Not to mention his eyes turned red. Hey, let go! That kinda hurts, Cloud Chaser said, trying to pull away. He growled at her resistance, making her gasp. She noticed his pain grown somewhat larger, and and his signs increased in panic. And not knowing what else to do, she smacked him upside the head. In Lily's name, snap out of it! Ouch! What happened? Spike asked, looking around. He started talking to me, froze, and wouldn't stop staring at me. Then grabbed me and almost wouldn't let go. She replied, Huh? I had no clue what you're talking about. Anyway, why were you crying? That was so strange. Why would he do that only a moment ago, then act like nothing happened? Did he not know what he was doing? And if so, what had he been doing? It was too many questions for Cloud Chaser to contemplate. Look, I have a bit of a mirror. I'm busy now. How about we talk tomorrow? Sound fair? She asked, extending a hoof. Sure. But, well, we'll have to make it evening. I have a lot of chores to do, he replied, shaking her hoof. By the way, what's your name? Cloud Chaser. You? Spike. Nice to meet you, Spike. It was interesting. Well, gotta go. Bye. And with that, she spread her wings and took off. Spike watched her disappear into the clouds, waving and claw. He couldn't help but recall the way her hips moved when she turned away to leave. It filled him with lust. He never experienced that with rarity before. And to be honest, he didn't care. I will make that mare mine, and I look forward to it, Spike growled in a deep voice. His eyes flashed red again for a second. He then made his way back home, licking his fang. Cloud Chaser never left his mind. Once as he walked up the steps, opening the castle door, he made his way inside, noticing Twilight at the table. What's up, Twilight? He asked, sitting beside her. She lifted her head, revealing her tear-stained cheeks and bloodshot eyes. It startled Spike to see her like this. What could possibly be wrong? I sitting there to Celeste about your burst earlier, she replied. Twilight muttered, looking miserably. And what'd she say? Spike inquired. You had to leave Ponyville forever.